William Harvey Carney was born a slave in Norfolk, Virginia on February 29, 1840. His father, William Sr., had escaped slavery through the Underground Railroad and eventually earned enough money to buy the freedom of his wife and son. After freeing his family, the reunited Carneys moved to New Bedford, Massachusetts. There, Carney was eager to learn and secretly got involved in academics, despite laws and restrictions that banned blacks from learning to read and write. William Carney, Jr. had intended to pursue ecclesiastical training with the intentions of becoming a minister. Instead of following the call to preach, he decided to enlist in the Union Army in March 1863, following the Emancipation Proclamation, for which the first time in the Civil War the government officially authorized the recruitment of black soldiers. Recruited out of New Bedford, Carney joined the soon-to-be famous all-black 54th Massachusetts Infantry Regiment, commanded by 26-year-old Colonel Robert Gould Shaw, the son of a wealthy Boston abolitionist. Carney soon rose to the rank of sergeant due to his education and strong potential to lead others. 40 other black men served with him, including 2 of Frederick Douglass's sons. Within a few months, Carney's training would be put to the ultimate test during the unit's first major combat mission in Charleston, South Carolina. On July 18, 1863, the soldiers of Carney's regiment led the charge on Fort Wagner. During the battle, Shaw was pinned down beneath the parapet of the fort and was desperately trying to rally his men forward. During the battle, the unit's color guard was shot. Carney, who was just a few feet away, saw the man stumble, and he scrambled to catch the falling flag. Nearby, Commander Colonel Robert G. Shaw was gunned down and mortally wounded. Summoning all of his strength, Carney held up the colors and continued the charge. He struggled up the parapet, and though wounded in the legs, chest, and arm, planted the colors at the top of the embankment. Holding the colors upright, Carney and the rest of the 54th Massachusetts remained pinned down. Only after reinforcements arrived was the beleaguered and decimated unit able to withdraw. Many witnesses said Carney refused to give the flag to his rescuers, holding on to it tighter until, with assistance, he made it to the Union's temporary barracks. Struggling back to Union lines while still carrying the colors, Carney collapsed, saying, "Boys, I only did my duty. The old flag never touched the ground." Carney lost a lot of blood and nearly lost his life, but not once did he allow the flag to touch the ground. His heroics inspired other soldiers that day and were crucial to the North securing victory at Fort Wagner. After the battle, Carney was discharged from the infantry due to his wounds. For his act of heroism at Fort Wagner, Carney was awarded the highest military honor, the Congressional Medal of Honor. Carney was the first African American to receive this award. He received an honorable discharge due to disability from his wounds in 1864. After his discharge, Carney returned to New Bedford, Massachusetts, and took a job maintaining the city's streetlights. He then delivered mail for 32 years. He was a founding vice president of the New Bedford Branch 18 of the National Association of Letter Carriers in 1890. He married Susanna Williams, and they had a daughter, Clara Heronia. Carney received his Medal of Honor on May 23, 1900, nearly 37 years after the events at Fort Wagner. 20 African Americans had received the medal before him, but because his battle actions happened earlier than the others, he is generally considered the first. Carney died at the Boston City Hospital on December 9, 1908, of complications from an elevator accident at the Massachusetts State House, where he worked for the Department of State. His body lay in state for one day at the undertaking rooms of Walden Banks, 142 Lenox Street, at the wishes of his wife and daughter. The flag at the Massachusetts State House was flown half-mast in his remembrance, an honor usually given only to a deceased governor, senator, congressman, or U.S. president. It was buried in the family plot at Oak Grove Cemetery in New Bedford, Massachusetts. Engraved on his tombstone is an image of the Medal of Honor. Carney's legacy serves as a shining example of the patriotism that Americans felt at that time. As for the 54th Massachusetts Colored Infantry Regiment, in which Carney served, it was decommissioned long ago but reactivated in 2008. It now serves as a National Guard ceremonial unit that renders honorary funerals and state functions. Their story was brilliantly depicted in the 1989 film Glory.